The biggest thing is that people won't think you're intelligent. If you speak in a manner that people don't regard as being, well-spoken, people are going to think you're not as intelligent as you really are. People are going to think you're not as informed as you really are. They're not going to listen to you as much, or if they do listen, they're not going to really give as much weight to what you're saying. So that's a pretty important thing. If I go out there and I interview someone and I'm using improper grammar, they're going to think I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, that's an issue we have in this job a lot. I mean, we'll talk to attorneys and congressmen and whatnot who speak in a language that really isn't common language. They use words that, big words, and it's our job to sort of understand that. So if you are speaking like someone who's not using proper grammar or proper whatever, they're certainly not going to give you the respect that you probably should have.
A lot of times the first few words that come out of your mouth are the first impression anybody might have of you. So if you articulate well, if you have correct grammar, if you just find a way to convey your point in a way that makes you seem credible, a lot of times you'll get a lot of the things that you want in life, whether it be a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a job, acceptance into a program, anything like that. That's why it's important to just be able to show yourself in a way and articulate yourself in a way and what you want in a way that people will take you seriously. The exact reasons that it could help you are the exact same reasons that not articulating well could hinder anything that you want in life. If you meet someone for the first time, whether it be maybe someone you'd like to go on a date with or someone you'd like to get a job with, if you meet someone for the first time and you have that initial conversation with them, a lot of times the first thing that they'll notice is whether or not you are able to speak well, and it says a lot about a person. Unfortunately, that's how people judge you in their first impressions, and you want to be able to get that across. And if you have a poor first impression, then unfortunately, a lot of times it immediately closes that other person down from wanting to accept what you have to say.
It depends on the sense of urgency of the matter. If it's a sunny day where there's not a chance of any kind of storms, you can have a little bit more fun with it. But when it comes to severe weather and there's tornadoes out there, you really have to speak in a tone that lets people know this is a serious situation, need to pay attention to it without sounding like it's a joke in any kind of way. If it's a severe weather situation and people are not paying attention to what you have to say and noticing the tone of your voice that this is a serious situation, you need to pay attention, they could be in danger, especially with a tornado coming right for them. So you need to kind of direct them and tell them exactly where you need to be with the tone of your voice and kind of showing them what they need to pay attention to. I only have a few minutes for everybody to start zoning out because the weather can either be exciting or it can be boring. So the first 30 seconds I try to grab the attention, whether it be it's going to be really nice for the next few days or here's something you need to pay attention to because this needs and deserves a lot of coverage over the next few days.
Words have power, and people judge you by the words that you use. People make snap judgments about you on the very first time they meet you, about your intellect, about your ability to learn, your ability to represent, their company, their station, their team, their school. And a lot of that is based on the words that you use, the things that you say. And sometimes people in a sort of a nervous way when they first meet new people, they try to be funny or things like that. You have to make sure that you're kind and you don't try to have fun at other people's expense, because that says something about you too. People do judge you, and they make all sorts of judgments about who you are and who you can be based on the way that you speak and the words that you use. In a news meeting, an editorial meeting, where you're essentially an advocate for your story, you've got to sell it. You have to know what the story is, have an idea about how you can visualize the thing, and then get other people to share your vision. And if you don't have it really thought out and your pitch is just sort of lame and you can't say, here's how I envision this happening, find someone, who espouses this point of view, find someone who espouses this point of view, and here's, the way that I think I could make it visual. If you get other people to come along for the ride, all of a sudden they're going, okay, I can see that, or that I'd like to know the answer to that question. I'd be interested in what people have to say about it. And if you can sell the people in that room on it, then you walk out with a vision of how you can interest the general public, because people who are watching TV have a lot of things competing for their interest, and if you don't grab their interest, they all got this crazy little horrible button on their hand and just snap, you're gone.